What's up, guys? This is Ryan. So people have switched away from the corner layout a lot. They've been using double shield layouts to try to combat heavy Zuka because it's a lot better with a GBE tri-boost. But you know what's also a lot better is HRZCM, and it's so strong with 40% GBE. So this is stuff that I was using for pretty much every attack on the beginning of my push before Bullit was out, and it's really good again. So, walk you through a couple hits. Clear that middle rocket, deploy your troops spread out in 3 smokes, Everspark on the left, critter to distract the shock launcher as you come out of the smoke and shock that shock blaster. Be careful on mines as always. Intertwine, like go back and forth between critters and shocks to keep everything distracted. When you get up around the corner, universal remote that mortar, that'll distract the rocket for you, and you don't have to go to that left side anymore. Just keep your troops alive from that shock launcher plus rocket firing at once. Once you clear the shock blaster and shock launcher, flare over to the left. I got this in 2 smokes. Usually you need 3. And then as that smoke clears, you can throw a critter box to distract the machine gun and rocket and clear from there. Once you clear that machine gun and boom cannon and shield, reflare up left to get your troops positioned the way you want them. That critter box buys you a lot of time. So you come up here, you really want heavies alive as you turn this corner and start working on the rest of the base. They have a lot better survivability against the splash damage around the HQ, so having 1 or 2 alive is really good. I didn't need a medkit based on how the rocket fired. Sometimes you do if it is going to hit your Zukas pretty heavily. When you get up here, your goal is to universal remote the splash damage that is on the opposite side. Let your troops spread because you want your medics up high to distract that rocket. Once you clear the splash damage, that will let your passive critters survive with only a single shot and the shock launcher firing. You can see the troops spread, medics kind of working their way over to the top of my group of troops, and that'll keep my troops alive a lot better than having Zukas in rocket range. So you get both things. I usually reflare, but I didn't need to here because I had so many Zukas. I was just finishing the base really quickly and just didn't even bother. Super easy attack with how much GBE you have, and it's a lot of fun to pull these off. They feel really fun. They're cool. You're doing things the whole time, but it's not like really intense, difficult to execute things, so it's a lot of fun. And I have one more. Got this on my first RZCM try. This is also 7 boosted ice, slightly different layout. The mortar here makes it hard to use heavy Zuka. It's really well designed heavy Zuka base, but is always weak to RZCM right now. So this is a slightly different hit. 2 smokes, and I use 2 heavy boats. That is because I want to keep a separation from that shock launcher shot. The shock launcher will hit heavy or riflemen and Zukas together, but will hit heavies and not Zukas if you only have heavies there. So that's why I brought extra heavies and not more riflemen, and delayed that last rifle boat. You want them alive for the end of the attack because your heavies die off really quickly, but you don't want them right up front or they'll die to that splash damage. Similar thing though, critters and shocks on that shock blaster. When you get up here, hit that shock launcher with your taunt, or with your hack, sorry, I'm too used to heavy Zuka right now. Clear that shock blaster, and I reflared back to the beach because there were a lot of mines right here that I wanted passive critters to hit. I don't think any of them ended up hitting, so I just decided to YOLO and smoke up. Barely got away with that rocket firing at me, but it worked out, and I didn't die to the mines, and I think I just cleared here. I might have thrown critters, I forget. Yeah, I did throw critters. Okay, same thing though, throw critters to distract, clear the stuff. When you clear the machine gun and that shield, flare over to the right wall, positioning again. You want critters in front of your troops to distract that rocket, and you don't want your things getting randomly picked off by the splash damage at the HQ. work your way up. I did use a med kit on this attack to keep my troops alive as they took down that rocket launcher. The mortar at the core is a little bit tricky. I like when I have kind of stuff like this with a lot of splash, I will shock right on the HQ to shield the mortar and the machine gun and all that stuff. Hack the mortar and get that machine gun also. If you get a boom cannon and you have universal remote upgraded, it will usually take out the machine gun, which is even better because then the boom cannon gets damaged and the machine gun goes down. Extra GBE for everyone. Everybody's happy. And this time I did reflare. Everspark walks forwards to universal remote, the building opposite the HQ, and those boom cannons will take her down unless you reflare if you hack in that manner. I got a little bit lucky here with how the rocket was timed with the critters, that it kept shooting over the critters for a moment to shoot the troops, and that bought me enough time for my medics to reheal and for the shock launcher to lock on the critters over and over. Really not that bad a takedown, and it's a lot of fun, and it's very, very, very effective in not many tries, which is exactly what I want when pushing. Hope you guys enjoy these examples. Check out some of my old, really crappy quality videos for more examples of this, because I have 1.5 million of them. But until next time, my name's Ryan. This is the PSC Life. Happy booming.